Do you know the one of the dudes that survived the Titanic? He was in the water for 2 hours, and I think he was a chef. And the story was that he got drunk before he went in the water. He just got hammered because he knew he was going to die. So it says Charles, how do you say that? Johin was one of the disaster's most unlikely survivors, and he did it thanks to industrial amounts of liquor. So
he knew he was dying.
He knew he was dying, so he just decided to get fucked up, but he survived. What Johin would have had is the awesome life-saving power of liquid courage. Alcohol remains a leading cause of humans getting into fatal situations, including freezing to death. Nevertheless, the relaxing qualities of the drug have long been known to give humans an uncanny ability to survive trauma. His actions might speak to a man unfazed by impending disaster. Immediately upon hearing the collision with an iceberg, the chief baker leapt out of his bunk and began dispatching his staff to stock the lifeboats with bread and biscuits. This done, he popped back into his cabin for a drink before heading topside to help load lifeboats. Not only did Joaquin refused his own place on a boat, but there's no men like that today, but he and a few other men began forcibly chucking reluctant women into empty seats, likely saving their lives. He said, "We threw them in," he testified later. Top deck of the increasingly listing Titanic was mostly cleared of lifeboats by 1:30 a.m. To most, this was a panic-inducing sign that all hopes of rescue was gone, but to whatever his name is, it was a cue to head back to his cabin for another drink. So this dude's just getting fucked up. He sat down on his bunk and nursed it along, aware but not particularly caring that the water now rippled through the cabin doorway, wrote historian Walter Lord in A Night to Remember. Lord was in touch with the dude before the baker's 1956 death. He said the dude then splashed topside again, where he took upon himself to begin throwing deck chairs overboard with an eye to filling the water with impromptu flotation devices so that people could float around on the chairs. His perched, he then worked his way back to the pantry to get a drink of water. The baker was standing on the stern when the ship broke in half, and yet he remembered the violent, catastrophic breakup only as a great list over to port. There was no great shock or anything, he told the Inquirer, so he was just hammered. Deftly moving through the swarms of people, he made it to the stern rail of the ship. At exactly 2:20 a.m., he rode the sinking Titanic into the sea like an elevator. Woo! How did this dude survive? What did he float around on for 2 hours? I was just paddling and treading water for 2 hours? Oh my God.